Listen, I've never done a dad interview with Batman before. How are you, Batman?
I don't know. I like a lot of people.
Okay. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I used to.
You used to have a girlfriend? You never told me? Hey.
What's up, guys? I wanted to talk about dad interviews today. Some people ask me about this and how to do it. When I say dad interview, I'm not talking about you interviewing your father. I'm talking about you as a dad interviewing your kids. There's a lot of benefits to doing it, such as helping your kids get comfortable being interviewed. Interviewing is a very common thing in life, right? With school, work, all kinds of applications to it. But as a dad, it's particularly useful because it helps you help your children feel comfortable talking to you. You're building a relationship of trust, and you're doing it over time. One of the things I would highly recommend if you decide to do dad interviews is to be consistent with it. Just choose a time and be consistent with it. For us, Sunday afternoons tend to work really well. I know some dads who will just go for a drive with their kids, and that's their time to talk to them. So find a time in your schedule and then just do the interviews consistently. Now, people ask, what do you ask in a dad interview? And there's a whole bunch of questions. Kind of depends on the age. But if you go to the link in the bottom of in the show notes here, there'll be a link to a blog post that has questions you can ask by by age. And there's various categories by age as well. Like there's thoughtful questions you can ask. There's kind of funny questions you can ask. What I always do to get started is I ask my kids, how are you? And they answer some way, and then I ask why. And just those two questions, how are you, and then why, can kind of get the ball rolling. And then sometimes, depending on the mood or the child's age, I'll ask, what's your favorite color, or what do you think about God, or what makes you happy, what makes you sad? Tell me about your friends at school, things like that, just to kind of get them talking. Try not to ask yes or no questions. And if you do ask a yes or no question or something that can be answered really quickly, always follow up with why, or tell me more about that. So those are some questions you can ask. But I, again, would choose from a range of topics. It don't have to always be like, tell me how you're doing, and just have them feel like they're being drilled all the time, right? You can kind of make it fun. The other thing I would recommend you do is you write it down. I have a little notebook here, and this is where I write down the answers and different notes as I interview my kids to follow up with them. And I want to get them used to the idea of making a commitment or goal and then knowing that somebody's going to follow up with them and hold them accountable. So what I do is when we do a dad interview, I will say, okay, last week you said this, or last week you said you wanted to have done this. Tell me about it. Did you get it done? And a lot of times that requires that we kind of schedule time. If they want to have a play date with a certain friend, or they want to make a certain number of shots on a basketball hoop or something, a lot of times you're going to need to find a time in your schedule to make that happen and kind of encourage them to reach their goals. So, but getting the habit of writing it down is very important, because then they know that you're going to follow up with them next week, and it makes them more committed, helps them be their word more often. So those are some things I'd recommend. Another thing I would highly recommend as you're doing a dad interview is to try not to give so much advice. As dads, we tend to always just want to help our kids and share what we know. And I definitely fall into that. But one of the important things to do is to remember two principles from Mr. Rogers. Number one is to be silent. And that means minimize distractions, get rid of your phone, make sure this is time where you can talk to your kids and know that there's not going to be any distractions. And number two is listen. So silence first and then listen second. And that means that you want to let them kind of open up. Don't be afraid of silence. Let them talk. And just be there to listen and ask to know more about it. They'll open up to you. They really will if you keep it consistent. So that's what I would say with a dad interview. What I'm going to do now is show you just a couple clips of interviews that I've recorded with my kids. I like to record them kind of once in a while, just because I want to hold on to those memories. And hopefully these can be, if not comical, useful to you, so you can see kind of how I fumble through it sometimes and some of the awkwardness that it can be, but also some of the joy and some of the great things that kids say. So just find time in your schedule. I know you can do it, and you'll find that your relationship with your kids starts to really strengthen, because they have this time set aside. They know you're going to do it, and they will sometimes save questions for the dad interview, because if you're consistent with it, they know that you'll have time to sit down and talk, and they'll look forward to that. So anyway, enough said. Let's get into these clips.
Last week you said your favorite color was yellow. What's your favorite color now? Is it still yellow?
But my second one is blue, and the third one is
All of them? You can like all of the colors?
Yes, I love all of them.
That's a great thing. You love all the colors. Okay. So your favorite color is yellow, and then blue, and then all of them.
Are you going to send that to someone?
No.
Why?
I just take notes. Because I like to look back and see the things we've talked about. I like to take some notes about different stuff. See? Last week you also said that you were feeling a little bit sick. You had a little bit of a runny nose. Do you still have a runny nose? Tiny bit? Do you feel sick? How's your body feel?
It's big.
It's
Look.
big?
It's a little bit fat, but it's not that fat.
It's a little bit fat. You just had lunch. Okay, so a little runny nose, but body feels good, right? Feels big.
Also, it is big.
You are getting a lot bigger, you know?
Because I am gonna go like what's all the
I got a question for you.
What?
Do you remember what Edmund gave you for Christmas?
Mhm.
What was it?
Like a patrol car.
That's right. He gave that to you. It was his, and then he gave it to you. Isn't that a nice thing? I like that
Because when
because,
people give things to them, they keep it.
yeah, so you get to play with that now, don't you?
Mhm.
Do you like playing with that?
Mhm. Whatever time I can play with it, I can play with it.
Yeah, you can.
But I
Isn't that cool?
cannot go out and play with it.
Outside?
No.
Yeah, you don't really want to play with that outside.
But you know that wheel cars that drive go in the street?
Real cars that drive do go in the street. Because the street's big, and cars are big. And so they go on the street. It's right.
And
Good
guess
thinking.
what?
What?
Also, I want to drive my car on the street sometime.
Your remote control car? Do you want to try to do that today? Okay, I'm going to write that down. Drive remote control car in the street. Drive remote control car in the street.
That's a really big road.
In street. Yeah, I think that would be super fun. I think we could do that today. Maybe after quiet time, we can go out on the street and drive the remote control car. We gotta be careful though, because big cars probably can't see the little remote control car.
Because it's so little.
And what if a big car ran over it? How would you feel?
Sad, but if I put the phone on super fast, then goes so fast.
So you might be able to get out of the way if a big car was coming?
And when I'm doing it, I like to go for it and turn, but I need a steering wheel that turns it. How can we do that?
Well, we don't have a steering wheel that turns it. You have the little thing that turns it. You have the thing that goes sideways and the one that goes forward and backward. So you have to use those.
I know. How about when I need to go back, I put the back button so it goes.
That's right. You push the back button, doot, and it goes back.
And
How about this? We'll practice inside, and then when you feel good about going forward and backward and turning, then we'll take it outside.
in the street,
Oh yeah, we'll try it. Okay?
and I can tell Penelope.
Okay. Well, I like that idea. I think that would be a lot of fun. Eli, I wanted to ask you another question. What do you think about God?
Saving people from dying.
Saving people? What else do you think about God?
Loving the kids, cause the kids are God's kids.
Are you God's kid? Yeah. So all the kids are God's kids. Is that what you said? Does that mean that your brother is one of God's kids? He is?
Yes.
What if he makes sad choices? What if he does something not nice?
Then, because whoever makes that choices or not be kind, God still, the kids are still though. God, the kids are still his kids.
They're still his kids, even when they make sad choices. Whoa, Eli, what about when you make
Because they love it so much.
Yeah. What about when you make sad choices?
Then he still loves me.
Even when you make sad choices?
Yes. And even though when I don't make good choices, I am still God's kid.
You're still God's kid.
But I belong in your family.
But you belong in our family.
Yep.
You're God's kid, but you belong in our family.
So write it down.
Write it down.
But can I write it? I haven't write anything in.
I know, this is my notebook.
So can I write?
You can write your name right there. Write your name right there.
Well, I wanna write some words, okay?
What words are you gonna write?
I mean, you can gonna tell the word, then you tell me what.
That is a
to write,
good
okay?
E. That is a really good E. That's your name. Oh, great job. I'm gonna keep that in here forever. Eli,
But guess what? Can I change the color?
hang on, I want to ask you another question. So, how does it make you feel knowing that you are God's kid?
Good.
Yeah, doesn't it feel good inside?
Boing, 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 boing.
I'm gonna jump out, huh? Okay, buddy. Hey, 20-second hug.
Boing, boing, boing. First I gotta get the bounces. Boing, 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 boing. It's a bouncy ball.
That is a bouncy ball. All right, 20-second hug, buddy.
Way bouncy ball.
No, I want a hug, not the bouncy ball. Come on, give me a hug. 20-second hug, and then you can go. Oh, I love you. You are God's kid, but you belong in our family. I like that.
Mama. Oh, that's way too hard. That's way too hard. Let me go.
I'm sorry for squeezing you so tight 'cause I love you so much.
Stop it. Yeah.
Eli, I love having you in our family. I'm glad God sent you to our family.
You broke my bones because you held me way too
So
hard.
tight. All right, go get your brother. Love you.
Well,
But she hates you?
yeah.
Oh, that's so rough.
So rough.
I've been there before.
What?
I liked a girl once and she hated my guts.
Who was it? Who was it?
Her name?
How are you?
I'll read this.
Thumbs up?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause blah blah blah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Let's talk.
Yeah, let's talk. Tell me about what makes you happy. What makes you happy? Fighting crime.
No.
Serving justice.
No. Going on bike rides.
Going on bike rides.
That's
a great thing.
Because when I go so fast, my cape flies.
Your cape flies when you go super fast on your bike. That's great. Looks like your cape is flying right now.
That's right there.
Yeah. Oh, now you're Eli again. What makes you sad?
Blah blah blah.
That doesn't make any sense. I don't know what blah 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 means. What makes you sad right now?
Blah blah blah.
Okay. You're a tough nut to crack. Let's do a different question. How's school? What are you doing at school? Why?
Because Grace was crying.
Grace was crying at school?
Yeah, when they were going
That's
outside.
sad. Did she get hurt?
No, she just thought that somebody got killed.
She thought somebody got killed,
Yeah,
and so she was crying.
yeah.
Was it like a grandparent or something?
No, she thought one of No, she thought that a kid died.
Oh, that would be sad. Yeah. Did you do anything to help?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I said, Grace, you don't need to cry.
Well, maybe she was sad. It's okay to cry if you're sad. Did you say anything to help her?
Yeah, I said, hey, you want to play with me?
All right. That's nice. If somebody's sad and you try to play with them, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. This week you've been doing a lot better, Edmund. I've noticed. I've been watching you. And this week you've been doing a lot better at not hitting when you've been angry. There have been a couple times when you kind of lost your mind and went to monkey brain and were wanting to hurt your brothers.
Dad, has you ever done that before?
But I've seen you. No. But I've seen you stop yourself and not hurt somebody. Like you'll get really big in their face like this, and then you won't actually hit them, which is really good because you used to hit people.
What, like kick them or do something?
I've seen you do that a couple times this week, is kick people. I was going to talk about that.
It's like my normal.
So that's why Samantha needs to work, but it's not working for some reason. But this week, Edmund, I want to make you a deal. You want to know what the deal is? Every time you drop down, when you're angry, and you do 6 push-ups, like we do Samantha, and you do 6 push-ups, even though you don't want to, but you do it anyway, then I will do 50 push-ups.
Do I need to look backwards for hundreds?
I'll do 50 push-ups if you just do 6 when you're angry.
50.
It's a big number. You want to do a deal? But if you don't do your 6 push-ups when you're angry, then I don't have to do it.
Big deal.
Shake on it. This means we're serious.
Air shake.
No, skin to skin.
Can't see from
Crossies don't count. Crossies don't work in this house. Crossies are only for movies. Doesn't work in real life. You can't lie in real life. Doesn't work that way. We shook on it. And you have hands, unlike the Emperor. Crossies don't matter. All right. If you do 6 push-ups when you're angry, you
Dad,
can...
look.
Cool. If you do 6 push-ups when you're angry, and you can look at me and say, I did 6, you have to do 50, and then I'll do 50, okay?
I'll do from like 6 and you have to do 50 now.
And you say it that way, I'll still do 50, because that's the deal.
Even if I say it rude?
Yeah, even if you say it rude, you did it, right? Right? If you do 6 push-ups when you're angry, I'll do 50 push-ups. Okay? We have a deal. Edmund, I have another question for you. What do you think about God?
He's been doing a little bit crazy stuff.
He's been doing some crazy stuff?
Yep.
Like what?
He's been sending
Hey, don't hit that.
Mission.
Don't hit that with the rock.
mission people. She's been sending out mission people. When they might get see.
I don't understand anything you're saying right now. What are you talking about?
Jesus is sending all around the world missionaries, and they might get COVID. COVID starts with a C, you know that, right?
Oh, that's what you meant by C. Got it.
You thought like C,
Do you think that God's doing some crazy stuff right now?
and they might get the C, and then you're like, whoa. Like you thought that was like C, the like park, like that kind of C.
Yeah, or like a big thing of water, you know? Not like an ocean, smaller than an ocean, but still bigger than a lake, a sea. Like the Sea of Galilee.
I get that.
Yeah.
I'm playing a video game, so be quiet.
What else do you think about God?
I said be quiet.
What else do you think about God?
I think that God has been doing a pretty good job protecting his people.
He's doing a pretty good job. Have you told him that? You pray, right? You pray?
Not almost every morning. Sometimes I forget because, like on Christmas Eve, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
Even though it's Jesus' birthday.
Yeah, that is the time we think about Jesus' birth, huh? Okay. Well, next time you pray, Edmund, you can say this. You can tell God, because you're talking to God when you pray. Did you know that? And so when next time you pray to God, you can say, God, I think you're doing a pretty good job. Why do you think God's doing a pretty good job?
When I said like the mission thing.
Okay, what else?
I think that Jesus
That's one of your sight words, is, huh?
Is it I Z
It sounds like that, but it's actually an S. Is.
Two words.
No, do letters. I-S. Is. Like he is God. He is.
I think I know how to spell
listening.
cat. C, easy. K, A, K, A, T.
Cat. Good job. How do you spell God?
I don't know.
Think about it. How do you spell God?
G-O-M. Gum.
Gom? No, that's not how you spell it.
It's still ga-d.
There you go.
God.
There you go.
That
All right,
thing
Evan.
only has
Well,
three
hey, I
letters.
think that's good enough. Thanks for telling me what you think.
Any more candy canes? Or sugar plums?
What can I do to help you, Edmund?
Whenever I do 6 push-ups, you do 30 push-ups, and I get a piece
I
of
don't do
candy.
30 push-ups. I do 50 push-ups.
After you do 50 push-ups, you give me a piece of candy.
You start doing your 6 push-ups when you're angry, and we'll talk about it. I don't know. We'll see. You do start doing some 6 push-ups when you're angry, and then we'll talk. I haven't seen you do 6 push-ups when you're angry.
I'll do it right now.
You're not angry right now. When you and Eli are fighting,
I'm angry at you right now
Edmund,
because
look
I
at me.
don't want to do Dad.
Look at me. Okay, you do your push-ups, and I'll talk to you. Edmund, every day, your brothers are going to do something that's going to make you. Well, let me say this a different way. Edmund, every day, your brothers will do something, and you will feel angry about it. Every day.
2 more push-ups left to go.
Every day, mom or dad will say something, and you will not want to do it. You will feel angry. The choice is yours what you do. I'm good either way. Remember, I told you I'm not fighting with you anymore. I don't fight anymore. I don't fight with you anymore. I don't raise my voice at you anymore. I don't get big and get mad at you anymore. I don't do that anymore. But every day you have a choice. Something's going to happen every single day where you can feel angry. But you choose what you want to do. You can be angry and hit and kick and lose out on a lot of good things. Or you can choose to do 6 push-ups.
What's your prayer rock?
Or you can choose to do 6 push-ups.
2 ones more heavier.
Okay? The choice is yours. Okay. 20-second hug, you can go.
This one's more heavier because look, see how it's kind of tilted this way a little.
Yeah, sure.
So this one is the biggest. See, look, this one needs to push it up a lot.
Okay,
See how
let's
this
do stuff
one
to my
is
keyboard.
light?
Let's do that.
I mean, like a saw.
20-second hug.
No, I need to go play Penelope.
I know, after 20 seconds. 20-second hug first.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I love
5,
you.
6.